Even I'm looking back at the stuff I've done, I'm like, man, I'm 26. But people, they come to me and they're like, man, when I was 26, I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. And now I'm 26, it's pretty much my life, yeah. My name is Quinn Mason. I am a composer and a conductor based here in Dallas, Texas. I would have to say definitely conducting helps my composing. Whenever you conduct, you feel music physically. You feel the bar line, you feel where each note is placed. Whenever you feel that, it definitely affects how you write music. It all started around age 10, which is when I really got interested in classical music. I took a class field trip to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra. They played Peter and the Wolf. It was a great introduction to the sound of the orchestra because, Peter and the Wolf tells the story and uses instruments to represent the different characters.
The Bird by a Flute.
So it really got me fascinated in what orchestral music is, and it made me fall in love with the orchestra, which is a love affair that continues to this very day. One of the very first pieces of Mahler I ever heard was the Sixth Symphony, titled The Tragic Symphony. He wrote these massive symphonies for orchestra, and there's this quote from him that goes, "A symphony must be like the world, it must contain everything." But it was quite interesting. It was like an hour long, and I had never heard anything like it before. And I remember I tried to recreate that. I was like, let me see what happens if I try to write a symphony. That was like when I was 11. There was a piece I completed recently. It's called Svitani. It's for string orchestra. It's a Czech word that means dawn or rebirth. And I chose that title looking at the time I was writing it. So this was like, we were coming out of the pandemic and we were starting to have live music again and things were starting to open back up, and it was kind of a rebirth. So I think it's some of the best music I've ever written.
All right, everybody. We are working on Brahms today with our guest, Quinn Mason. Can we give him a warm welcome, please? He's a very well-known composer and one of Dallas's own. Let's get ready to work on some Brahms.
Primarily, whenever I visit these different orchestras and I get out into the community and I do these types of activities, it's to create interest on the part of the young person in order to generate not only interest in the orchestra, but in classical music in general. So it encourages them that it's something they want to do and something they can definitely see themselves doing. I didn't have access to it when I was younger, and I wish I did. So the best I can do right now is just create those opportunities for other people. You think about these massive symphonies that are like little worlds. What is a world? You think about what this world contains. It contains different places, times, people. And then when you think of a symphony, you think of different elements contained in the one. And so whenever you go to create these different sound worlds, you have the option of utilizing these different voices, the different instruments of the orchestra, or the different notes, different ranges. I mean, it's just like the possibilities are not endless, but they're plentiful. But it's always interesting, listening to stuff like that, because it's like, this person is long dead, but you're hearing something that came out of their mind. It's almost like they're speaking to you. And again, we're using the same 12 notes that people have been using for thousands of years, but we have the option to make it all of our own. So when people listen to it, they go, oh, I recognize that. I know who wrote that. It's the weird and beautiful thing.